There are a few plants I still see at Home Depot and Lowe's that honestly make me stop and think, why are they still selling these? They look pretty, they're easy to find, and a lot of people buy them without realizing they can turn into a major headache once they're in the ground. Some spread aggressively, some are miserable to remove, and a couple can even create the kind of dense hiding spots that ticks and mice love. So today I'm showing you 5 plants I'd skip at the garden center and what I'd buy instead. And before we get into it, just a quick note, invasive plant rules can vary depending on where you live. So always check your state's invasive plant list before planting. The first plant I'd skip is Japanese barberry. I get why people buy it. It has pretty red, orange, or purple foliage. It looks neat and compact in the pot, and a lot of varieties are marketed like easy little landscape shrubs. But this is one of those plants that become a major regret. Japanese barberry can spread into natural areas and it has sharp little thorns, which make pruning it or removing it a pain, literally. But the part that really makes me say no is that dense barberry growth can create the kind of humid, protected environment ticks love. So if you already deal with ticks in your yard, I would not be excited to plant this near my house, walkway, patio, or garden beds. So what I would buy instead is ninebark, weigela, or inkberry holly. Next is burning bush. This is the one people buy because of the fall color. And I get it, that bright red color is beautiful. But burning bush can be another plant that causes problems after it leaves the garden center. It can spread by seed, and birds carry those seeds into woods and natural areas where it can crowd out better native plants. And here's the part a lot of people do not think about. Burning bush can grow into a dense shrub that creates protected cover. The kind of thick, shady growth can be exactly where mice like to hide. And where you have mice and dense cover, you also create conditions ticks love. So for me, this is not worth it. So what I'd actually purchase instead would be Virginia sweetspire, black chokeberry, and eastern wahoo. Now let's talk about English ivy. As a houseplant, fine, but planted outside in the ground, I would skip it. English ivy is one of those plants that starts out looking charming and innocent. You picture it spilling over a wall or covering a bare spot, and it seems like an easy solution. But once it gets established, it can climb trees, smother other plants, creep into places you never want it, and become very hard to remove. This is the kind of plant where future you will be outside ripping vines off fences, trees, siding, and garden beds, wondering why you ever planted. So instead, I might purchase foam flower, heuchera, or woodland phlox. Another one I'd be careful with is heavenly bamboo, also called nandina. This plant gets attention because it has pretty foliage and red berries, so it looks like an easy landscape shrub with a lot of color. But many areas, especially warmer regions, nandina can spread into natural airs and become invasive. And the berries are another reason I would pause. They may look pretty, but they're not something I'd want to casually plant without understanding how this shrub behaves where I live. This is one of those plants that looks polished in the pot, but it comes with more baggage than people realize. So what I might buy instead would be inkberry holly, red twig dogwood, or Virginia sweetspire. And finally, wisteria. This one's tricky because wisteria is absolutely beautiful. When it's blooming with those purple flowers, I totally understand why people stop and want to buy it. But this is one where I really pause before putting it in my cart. Wisteria can be extremely aggressive, especially the Chinese and Japanese types. These vines don't just climb where you tell them to, they can twist around trees, wrap around structures, spread where you don't want them, and become very difficult to control once they get established. This is not a low maintenance vine you can just plant and forget. The wrong wisteria can go from dreamy and romantic to why is this taking over everything pretty quickly. So what I'd buy instead is clematis, American groundnut, or coral pea. And here's the big takeaway. Just because a plant is sitting at a garden center does not automatically mean it's the best choice for your yard. A lot of these plants look beautiful in the pot, but that's not the problem. The problem is what they do after you plant them. Do they spread? Are they hard to remove? Do they crowd out better plants? Are they creating hiding spots for pests? Are they going to become a headache 5 years from now? This is what I want you to think before you buy. Because the goal is not just to bring home a pretty plant, the goal is to bring home a plant you are not going to regret. So before you fill your cart, read the tag, check your local invasive plant list, and choose the plant that gives you beauty without the headache. And if you want more garden center videos like this, comment more below so I know to make another.